As a business owner, how do we avoid falling off the wagon? Well, I've known a couple of people over the last few years who have been incredibly successful in business, and then they've had mental health issues. They've gone down the drug route and literally burnt through hundreds of thousands of dollars as a result of that. But more importantly, it's impacted their reputation and that sort of thing. And I think it's very easy to happen, and we shouldn't, judge anyone, because I think it's possible for anyone, for this to happen to anyone. So I think the real key is to get super clear as a business owner on our values. I know people like John Demartini talk a lot about this, but I think number one, the value has to be ourselves and our own mental health. I know Dan Sullivan talks a lot about this, in terms of the free days, and your number one ability is or number one most important thing is your ability to think clearly. But if we put ourselves first, our emotional, our physical health, that's important, because if you look at, let's say, if you've ever played chess, you know that the king is the number one thing that you need to protect. You can be winning the game, you can be as successful as you like, you can have more pieces on the board, but and I had this happened recently in a game of chess, right? I was winning, but then I didn't watch, and there's a game in chess, I think it's called the back rank flank or something like that. It's where your king can't move anywhere, and then their castle moves in, bang, they can win the game like that. And we need to be aware of that, because that back rank flank, or whatever it's called, is like our mental health, our emotional health, our physical health. If that dies, then the whole thing dies. So that's something which has been really clear to me, currently on a holiday, is that that needs to be my number one value, is my health, my well-being, over and above anything else, over and above any level of success or money or financial gain. The number one is looking after the king in your kingdom, which is generally you, if you're a business owner. Because if the king goes down, your staff get hurt, your clients get hurt, your family gets hurt, etc., etc. So just something to think about. Cheers.